has its Olympic moments. And for the next 10 years, they'll happen only on NBC.
Nobody knows basketball like Frazier.
That's incredible. He made the same impossible shot twice in a row.
It's the instant replay.
NBC, Tuesdays.
Building a better station for you. This is WNWO Toledo. Now, Tom Bosco, Stephanie Roberts, Krista Quinn with weather, and Dan DeCrow on sports. This is NBC 24 News at 11.
9,000 General Motors workers will remain on the picket line tonight after talks today and again with no progress. Good evening. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
And I'm Greg Entress. Tom Bosco has the night off. UAW members at the Flint stamping plant walked out nearly 10 days ago over GM's plan to send work abroad. Many workers will start receiving strike pay this week, amounting to about $150 a week, a fraction of their regular pay. Analysts say the walkout is costing GM $40 to $60 million a day. But there's one thing both sides agree on. The strike is all about jobs.
I see my grandson work here, and the way they're going, it doesn't look like it. And I'd like to just preserve jobs for our community.
If General Motors keep doing what they're doing now, Flint's going to be another ghost town.
The GM strike has caused more than 50,000 layoffs and affected the schedules of 10,000 more. Now, experts say one cannot underestimate the far-reaching effects of the General Motors strike, including right here in Toledo.
Many are wondering how the Flint walkout will affect work at Toledo's powertrain plant. NBC 24's Christian Captain sat down with an automotive industry expert earlier today. Christian joins us now live. Christian, when do experts think that we will start to see these effects here in Toledo?
Well, Steph, as NBC 24 first told everyone last week, the strike could hit our area as soon as Tuesday, and that's not only likely to affect Toledo, but the entire country. The strike is now entering its second week. More than 9,000 workers have already walked off the line, affecting the work schedules of about 60,000 others. Here in Toledo, over 4,000 are employed at the powertrain plant. Economist Bill Priebe says car companies like GM no longer stock up on parts, so if the manufacturing process stops at one point, it immediately affects all the other plants, including ours.
Well, if Hydromatic is shut down this week, it affects the 10. Right on the day it's shut down, that's the impact right there. Then that impact may carry over into how much money do the employees of Hydromatic spend in Toledo.
Here in Toledo, we could see a slowing down of work as soon as Tuesday. And if the strike lasts all the way till Friday, we could see a complete shutdown. All over the country, companies from tire manufacturers to the computer industry are dependent on General Motors and will doubtless lose business from a prolonged strike. And that could spell bad news for the U.S. economy.
You're going to see an uptick in U.S. unemployment. You're going to see more of supplying industries to General Motors suffering a hard time. There'll be a loss of profit, and it'll impact the total economy.
Now, NBC 24 has talked with union officials at our General Motors plant to find out what the local impact may be, and they say that we should see that impact very soon. Steph?
Christian, has anyone given you any idea about the impact on the local auto market on the whole?
Well, our economist said that some car buyers out there may be a little scared off by the GM strike, and that could spell good news for other car manufacturers like Jeep.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Thank you very much. NBC 24's Christian Captain reporting live tonight.
Now, here's a case where the investigator may soon be the investigated. Independent counsel Kenneth Starr is on the hot seat tonight as allegations of illegal leaks surfaced. In Brill's Content, a media affairs publication, Starr reportedly admits he and his chief deputy briefed reporters on the Monica Lewinsky investigation and leaked information about Linda Tripp tapes before they were heard by the grand jury. Starr calls the reports reckless and denies the allegation of impropriety.
Our statement indicates that we have not violated 6E and that we're living up to our professional responsibilities.
President Clinton has long contended media leaks were coming from Starr's office, something Starr has repeatedly denied.
This is a bombshell. It is grave, and it is very serious. And it is now a cloud that hangs over the office of the independent counsel.
Clinton advisors are now calling for an independent investigation of the Whitewater prosecutor.
Newt Gingrich addressed the graduating class at the University of California at San Diego today, but he was not warmly received. About 100 students and attendees stood up and turned their backs to Gingrich during the speech, and then held up signs saying they believe in free speech and do not want resegregation. The protest was in response to Proposition 209, which was passed in California and supported by Gingrich. Proposition 209 bans affirmative action. On the other coast, thousands of Puerto Ricans filled the streets of New York City. Mother Nature did not exactly cooperate, but nothing could really rain on the parade for those marching for the pride of their heritage. Marchers waved shirts and flags from their homeland. This was the 40th year for the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Authorities are calling it a failed attempt at murder-suicide, but one thing is for sure tonight. An 18-month-old baby and her 2 dogs are dead. Police were called to a Connecticut home and found a woman lying unconscious next to her little girl. Apparently, 35-year-old Deborah Thompson used a hypodermic needle to inject something into her baby and then turned it on herself. Thompson is alive tonight. And a story out of Chicago tonight reads like a grisly novel. 2 parents dismembered their daughter, put the little girl's body in a pot of battery acid, and then poured the liquid remains into sewers and alleys. Police say the 22-month-old girl died as a result of disciplinary action inflicted by her parents. They are charged with first-degree murder.
A train accident in San Francisco leaves 1 person dead and injures another today. Police say an automobile stalled on the tracks around 1 a.m. Now, the passengers got out of the car and tried to push it off the tracks, but not fast enough. The car was hit and 1 person died. The train then continued down the tracks and hit a second car. The passenger in that car suffered minor injuries. In New Mexico, 2 farmers say they have found what they think is a meteor that crashed through their barn yesterday. Emergency crews in the town of Arch say they received numerous calls about loud booms and flashes in the sky last night. The farmers who found the object say they'll turn it over to the University of New Mexico to be studied.
A murder suspect is still on the loose tonight after escaping the Crawford County Jail yesterday. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office says Robert L. Martin was last seen in a white tank top and tan shorts when he scaled a 15-foot-high fence around the jail's recreation area. An aerial search was conducted until 11 last night. Now, Martin was being held on charges of aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, and aggravated arson. Well, it's a holiday that goes largely unrecognized, but today is Flag Day.
It is, and it is a time to remember what all of our nation has given up to protect Old Glory. It is also a chance to properly dispose of worn and tattered stars and stripes. A flag must first be decommissioned and then destroyed. American Legion Post 553 holds a flag-burning ceremony every year on this day. The post collects old flags from citizens and other veterans organizations. Well, we still have much more to come, still on NBC 24 News at 11.
Fake fat is under fire again, and this time it could wind up with a warning label. That story is coming up at 11:12.
Also, Northwest Ohio escaped the wrath of Mother Nature Friday, but Oklahoma was not so lucky. We'll take a look at that at 11:14. And rain poses a threat to the area. When will it start to fall? I'll have the details coming up.
Do you like legs? Well, here's an attractive set. All-you-can-eat snow crab legs at Red Lobster for only $14.99. Bottomless buckets of meaty, succulent snow crab legs. All you can eat at a price you can't resist. So shake a leg. And hurry in for all-you-can-eat snow crab legs. At Red Lobster, because life on land is dry.
Right now, roll into any Anderson's Tire Man location and get no interest and no payments for up to 6 months on service or tire purchases when charged on your Anderson's credit card. Use it for top-quality brake service, tune-ups, shocks, struts, alignments, and much more. Or brand-name tire purchases, including quality Firestone and Bridgestone tires, starting at only $4 for $99 installed. Visit the Anderson's Tire Man Auto Center nearest you.
We're doing right from the start. Put an island in your life.
The Miller Ferry to Put-in-Bay.
1-9 financing.
Get a Buick.
On every new 98.
Get a Buick.
Ends June 30th. Right now, get the best incentives of the year on Buick's entire lineup. You could save thousands. Plus, loyal GM owners get extra cash up to $1,000. So what are you waiting for?
See your Buick dealer. Now's the time. Conversation over easy.
What time do you people get up, for heaven's sake?
You make the coffee and then make your day.
At 9 weekdays on NBC 24. You're
watching NBC 24 News at 11.
For the first time in 35 years, Southern Baptists have amended their constitution, and it is creating some debate. The role of men and women has been redefined. Wives are now told to, quote, submit graciously to the servant leadership of their husbands. Now, most Southern Baptists say there's nothing new with the man being the head of the household. It's just being stated differently.
God never did make man and woman to be the same. And that's what the whole concept is about. It's each one taking the responsibility for their own job, per se.
Almost 16 million Americans are Southern Baptists.
The state of Ohio is giving small businesses an unexpected break this month. The state has a $2 billion surplus in its workers' comp fund. In addition to small businesses, Toledo Public Schools will get nearly $2 million from the refund.
We're calling it a rebate. We call it a reduction in premium. It's actually our own money.
TPS says they'll put the money into their rainy day fund. If you have any questions about the workers' comp refund, call 1-800-OHIO-BWC.
As the internet continues to increase in popularity, so does the popularity of cyber sex. Researchers say sex is one of the most popular pursuits on the internet. In April, close to 10 million people visited the top 5 sex sites on the web, and that does not include those who are visiting internet sex chat rooms.
I think it's a lot more private. Nobody needs to know what you're doing. So you can feel free to do anything that you want.
You're not in a sleazy porno shop somewhere where people are watching you and see the end of town. You're in your own private space.
The study also found that 5 times more men than women surf sex sites.
Tonight in the New England area, a chain of food stores is asking where's the beef. An E. coli scare caused Shaw's Supermarket, a regional chain, to recall hamburgers sold at 124 stores. About 16 people got sick from the bacteria, and more cases are expected. E. coli is most commonly spread through undercooked meat and unwashed fruits and vegetables.
The famous fake fat is under fire again. That story tops tonight's Health Beat. A consumer group says products made with Olestra, like WOW potato chips, should be taken off the market. They claim thousands of people have become sick after eating them. The company that makes WOW, Procter & Gamble, says the claims are false. A panel of experts will study the fake fat further next week. A study in the Journal of American Medical Association says African American women have a lower incidence of breast cancer than white women. But African American women die from the disease at a higher rate. The study says many African American women are diagnosed at later stages of the disease, and that makes it harder to cure.
A mother's love for her son is moving her to revive a group that's been missing from Toledo for 3 years, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Debbie Holmes and her sister are spearheading a new MAD chapter. MAD folded 3 years ago, but Debbie says Toledo is too big not to have one, and there are many families in the area who need MAD support.
We would like to start a MAD chapter up here. Lucas County needs it. We need to get the word out that Lucas County is not going to tolerate the drunk driver.
There is a meeting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at St. Clement's Church about the new MAD group. For more information, call Debbie Holmes at 476-9047 or Marcia Owens at 882-2036.
Severe weather season continues to wreak havoc across the country, this time in Tornado Alley. Oklahoma City is putting together the pieces after tornadoes ripped through the downtown district last night. A church and shopping mall were among the destroyed, and at least 7 people were injured when the twister tore through an area amusement park. It is the first major tornado to hit the urban area since 1986. Other Great Plains states are also cleaning up tonight. Parts of northeast Kansas were pounded by tornadoes this weekend as well. The storm missed most of the residential areas of Sabetha, Kansas, but heavily damaged numerous businesses in the town. No injuries were reported there. Well, Krista Quinn is in telling us that we may see rain for our work week, but I hope not of the severe variety.
Not of the severe variety at this point, but toward the end of the week we could be looking at that sort of thing. I'll have all the details coming up next in the full forecast.
And we still do need a little rain.
Oh, just a little bit. We're still under average for this month.
Then at 11:21, some of racing's biggest names battle to the checkered flag today in Michigan.
Dan DeCrow has the results from NASCAR stop at MAS and lots more. Stay with us for sports.
Myself, I play birthdays of my